everyone, Harry here to talk about the wheels of justice grinding slowly but grinding fine in Arizona. So Arizona, one of the six states in which Ken Chesebro's plan to get false electors was put into execution. And unlike Pennsylvania, they did not cover their butts by saying this is only if the courts rule in our favor. But there were some 11 false electors there who, went through the process. Now it looks as if all of them may. So there's a Democratic Attorney General. They, as has happened in Michigan, say, and there's one other state that escapes my mind at the moment, but finally the local authorities come in Wisconsin is the other, come up and say, look, this is a problem, the false elector stuff, under state law, as it is, say, in Fulton County. And so the Attorney General, Democrat Chris Mays, is investigating actively and told that he's nearing a decision on whether to charge the whole lot of them, as they've done in Fulton County, as they've done in Michigan with the false elector plot. It may be also, it may be that they're really zeroing in on Ken Chesebro, who over the last week has been revealed more and more to be the full architect of the plan, not as he would have had it before, just sort of thinking it over, spitballing, but really advocating it and doing so from very early on, just a day or two after the election. So it might be, we'll have to find out. The subpoenas were served to the fake electors, and we'll have to, and they signed paperwork claiming falsely that Trump had won the state. So are they being brought in to try to make deals for a smaller case against Chesebro, or maybe just a couple political leaders in that state? That's what we'll see, but it's moving pretty quickly to charging decisions. I expect, given that it's a pretty clean case, they did just file and falsely represented that they were duly qualified electors. So, and it seems to be and under any state law violation of both criminal provisions about fraud, but also the state election law. So, they just falsely certified. So remember, this is where Trump was involved. We saw this in January 6th hearing with Rusty Bowers, and browbeating him, and Bowers, a good Republican, stood up and said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to do that. There's nothing wrong here. But they nevertheless continued to execute on Chesebro's plot. And so it looks like there are, anywhere from 15 to 1 or 2 people in hot water. That's what they'll be trying to figure out now. But when states have come in to really supplement what the feds have done, I think it's valuable, A, because it's deserving, but B, the people that are being charged or subpoenaed often are not, integral in the center circle with Trump. And yet they often communicated with them, as they did Rusty Bowers. And they want futures in their own state, and I think we're also seeing this in Fulton County. We were, before it hit the skids in the whole Willis Wade imbroglio there. But they're the kinds of folks who aren't, dyed in the wool MAGA types, want to have a future in their same states, so they can really help fill in the story, especially because it turns out that Trump, in his desperate, several weeks after the election, was in touch with people, individual people from individual states. So Arizona heating up and pretty good, and we'll find out what specific charges are in the offing and against whom and based on what evidence. But I would say another day of rough, it's a week of increasingly rough days for Ken Chesebro, who is really emerging more and more as a kind of architect and advocate for patently illegal behavior. So we'll see if he's a real target here. Talk to you later. Hi everyone, Harry here with a really exciting announcement. Talking Feds is bringing our lively discussions with prominent national figures live to San Diego. Talking San Diego is a new series of conversations with some of the country's most interesting and bright minds from the worlds of politics, public policy, law, and more. Our first event is just around the corner. Join me for a conversation with Congressman Jamie Raskin on Monday, March 18th at 2 o'clock in downtown San Diego. You can click the description box below for more information on the event and the series and find out how to purchase tickets, which are going fast. I can't wait to have some of our most well-known friends of the podcast join me in person before a live audience. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.